You've definitely heard these songs before, but you probably don't know their names. They show up in movie scenes, TV commercials, sports promos, even background music in shows you've half watched while doing laundry. But when the beat kicks in, something clicks in your memory. You're like, wait, I know this. What's this song? Today we're unlocking 10 rock tracks from the 1970s that are still everywhere in 2025, in ads, soundtracks, trailers, but most people couldn't tell you what they're called. One of them is so familiar it'll hit you mid-video like a memory bomb. You'll be saying, oh yeah, this one. Let's see how many of these you recognize and how many you've been hearing without even realizing it. You've probably heard this one playing behind a montage of workers, office chaos, or even a rise and grind commercial. That unmistakable piano riff followed by a crunchy guitar strut. It screams, get stuff done. The funny part? Most people know the vibe of the song way more than the name. It's been used in everything from sitcoms to fast food ads to back to school promotions. The phrase taken care of business became bigger than the band itself. The song came out in 1973. But it feels like it was made for the modern hustle, and every time it kicks in, you can almost see someone tossing on a blazer and rushing out the door. But if that one felt familiar, wait until you hear the next track, a tune that took over pop culture again decades later, thanks to a surprise movie hit. You know that warm, feel-good groove that just makes you want to bop your head a little? That's Come and Get Your Love. And chances are you've heard it way more recently than you'd expect. Originally released in 1974, this song had a massive comeback thanks to its spotlight in Guardians of the Galaxy. Suddenly, a whole new generation was humming along without even knowing who Redbone was. Since then, it's popped up in everything from romantic comedies to soda commercials and even animated shows. It's got that upbeat energy that just fits almost anywhere, like a musical smile. Most people don't even think of it as a 70s rock song anymore, it just feels timeless. But don't get too comfortable, the next track is a total power move. One guitar riff and it's like flipping a switch. The moment you hear those first few guitar notes, you know exactly what's coming. Start Me Up doesn't waste time, it kicks the door open. This song has been a go-to track for anything high energy. Product launches, car commercials, tech reveals, you name it. It was even the anthem for one of Microsoft's biggest ad campaigns in the 90s. That's how far its reach goes. Released in 1981, but written during the Stones' 70s peak, it still carries that raw, charging vibe. It's the musical version of a caffeine shot. The funny thing? People recognize the riff instantly, but ask them to name the song and most will just shrug. It's hiding in plain sight, blasting through your speakers while you're watching football, shopping, or just catching a YouTube ad. And up next is a song that's taken on a whole different identity. It's basically the soundtrack to The Open Road. Few songs scream freedom like this one. Just hearing "Get Your Motor Running" and you're already picturing a motorcycle ripping down a desert highway. Born to Be Wild has been used in so many road trip movies, car ads, and travel montages that it's practically a visual shortcut. It tells you instantly that this is about breaking free, going fast, living loud. Even people who've never heard the name Steppenwolf instantly recognize the opening line. It's been woven into everything from kids' movies to beer commercials. It's loud, rough, and unforgettable. It's also one of those songs that doesn't just fit a scene, it defines it. But now, let's flip the vibe completely. The next song doesn't need flashy guitars, just a beat. A beat you've probably clapped along to in a stadium without even realizing what song it was.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big...
You don't need a melody to know this one, just 2 stomps and a clap. That's it. Instantly recognizable, instantly powerful. We Will Rock You isn't just a song, it's an anthem. It's the sound of sports stadiums, movie trailers, high-stakes moments. You've heard it during championship games and workout montages and at just about every major event trying to hype up a crowd. What's wild is how stripped down it is. No fancy guitar solos or layered vocals, just rhythm and attitude. And somehow, it works every single time. Most people could chant along with the beat, but still wouldn't know the full lyrics or even remember the title. That's just how deep into pop culture this one runs. But coming up next is a track that takes a darker turn, one that filmmakers love when they want to build tension or mystery. This one hits different. From the haunting guitar notes, Gimme Shelter sets a mood. It's not the kind of rock song that pumps you up. It creeps in, builds tension, and makes you feel like something big is about to happen. That's exactly why directors love it. You'll hear it in gritty crime dramas, war films, intense documentaries, scenes where everything's on the edge. Scorsese practically made it his signature move. It's emotional, heavy, and unforgettable. What's crazy is how many times you've probably heard it without even realizing what it was. It just blends into the atmosphere, raising the stakes in the background. Now, let's bring the energy back up. The next song has a riff so iconic even people who don't like rock still recognize it the second it plays. Even if you've never touched a guitar in your life, you've probably heard someone try to play this riff. It's simple, heavy, and instantly recognizable. Da 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 da. Released in 1972, Smoke on the Water has become one of the most played riffs in rock history. And advertisers know that. It shows up in car ads, beer commercials, even parodies. Anytime someone wants to channel that classic rock energy with a little edge. It's one of those songs that feels like part of the cultural wallpaper. You don't even realize how often you've heard it until you stop and go, wait, isn't this that one guitar song? And now we're diving into something with that same energy, but from a band that was notoriously picky about licensing their music, until they finally gave in. For years, Led Zeppelin didn't license their music for anything. No ads, no movies, no exceptions. Then one day, that changed. When rock and roll finally showed up in a Cadillac commercial, it was like a cultural earthquake. Suddenly, this thunderous high-speed track, all drums and swagger, was blasting from TV screens everywhere. And even though the band stayed mysterious, the song itself became part of mainstream media. It's fast, it's bold, and it feels like motion, which is why it keeps showing up in car commercials and sports promos, anything that wants to scream momentum. And like so many others on this list, people know the sound more than the name. They hear that opening drum roll and go, oh yeah, this one. Next up is a softer turn, something a little sentimental, a song you've probably heard during emotional moments, even if you couldn't name it. This one doesn't come at you with crashing guitars or pounding drums, it just feels familiar. Warm, melodic, a little bit nostalgic. Released in 1976, Still the One became more than just a love song. It turned into a go-to track for TV network promos, anniversary commercials, and even political campaigns. It's one of those songs that quietly slipped into pop culture and stayed there. The chorus, "You're Still the One," is what hooks people. It's simple, sweet, and hard to forget. You've probably heard it playing in the background of an ad or sitcom and thought, where do I know this from? It's rock, but with a soft edge. And just when you're feeling all warm and fuzzy, the next song hits with a very different kind of emotion.
The other day, he said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you...
This one doesn't rely on riffs or rhythm. It tells a story and it hits hard. Cats in the Cradle is one of those songs that sneaks up on you. It starts simple, almost gentle, but as the lyrics unfold about time, family, and the things we miss, it lands like a punch to the gut. You've heard it in emotional montages, reflective commercials, or those quiet scenes in shows that make you stop scrolling and actually listen. Even if you don't know the artist or title, you know the feeling. It's been used to tell stories about growing up, growing old, and realizing things a little too late. And when it hits in the right moment, it sticks with you. It's the perfect way to end this list, not with noise, but with meaning. So how many of these did you recognize? Maybe just a riff or a beat, or maybe the whole thing hit you like a wave of emotions. What's wild is how these songs from the 70s are still everywhere, woven into the background of our daily lives. They show up in ads, shows, movies, and half the time we don't even notice. But when they play, something clicks, we remember, we feel it. Let me know in the comments which one surprised you the most, which track brought back a memory you hadn't thought about in years. And hey, if you like this trip down memory lane, there's plenty more where that came from. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We've got a lot more stories, songs, and throwbacks to uncover.